And here's where, Pius and Rina, here's where I need to hear your heart.
Yes.
For people who have trusted people. Because remember you said it starts with people. People who are on the right path. People want to make wealth. People are they have been doing all of this. But the people who they gave this thing to have made them lose their future.
Yeah.
They've made them go back to Nairobi to start this whole journey again.
To start selling their time.
Imagine, you had gotten to one day, the place is there, meaning you're about to build a house. You know, you are happy. I'm never going to have to, landlord gone. I want us to speak to those people because, as you clearly have said, if they don't move, the one thing that we know for sure, despite their pain, despite their hurt, despite everything, the one thing that we know, they're making a deal with poverty. They have to restart, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the people, the reason why they have to restart is because they trusted the professionals who. I want to hear your heart of this.
Yeah. So again, I mean, I've seen multiple clients who have lost money. Do you know, there's a gentleman, and I can speak to about him now. He was our client. And this gentleman was, when you look at stocks, whether it's, and those days, you know, some of the companies have now folded, whether it's KQ, whether it is KCB,
National Bank.
It is National Bank. Well, I don't think he had National Bank. Mumias, those ones. There are many.
It is only me who was in National Bank.
It was only you who was in
It's only me.
He was top 10, eh? Like single shareholder.
Wow.
And he made a mistake, okay? He didn't take advice. This guy once even called me, "You stupid monkey," because I disagreed with him. He was a billionaire.
What?
No doubt about it.
He called you what?
Can you imagine?
That's
He called me
hurtful.
that. I was so annoyed. I was so angry. But I said, oh, hey, wait, you will see. Because you don't believe me. Anyway, he ended up going bankrupt.
You bought him
Losing
stock?
everything. No, many.
Many.
But what he was doing...
He was advising himself.
He was advising himself. He was working on market manipulation, thinking that if I can tell everybody that this is a stock that's going to do well, and it would work sometimes. The price will go up, and then I'll sell, and then people can sell after me, and I'll make money. It worked for a season. But you know what he was doing? He was using borrowed money. Okay, so he was in significant debt, but he was a billionaire. He was very wealthy. And then the market turned on him. And now the banks are saying, my guy,
Where is my money?
where's my money? He lost everything. He lost his businesses, he lost his wealth, and he, for a season, became depressed. But do you know he bounced back? I'm telling you. And this happened like at 50 something. The loss.
Yeah.
Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, he ended up passing away earlier this year. But he taught me a lesson. And what made him turn around was his mindset. He began to encourage himself. He used to send me some encouraging texts every morning. Every morning. But it was quotes from here, there, and everywhere. Okay? Which is, you know, okay.
It's
but
okay.
it's fine. But he went through a journey of self-discovery, of, you know, of healing. Because you get hurt and broken on so many levels. Me, who is a billionaire, now I have nothing. I'm having to depend on my relatives. Like, it got to that point.
Wow.
So I think the lesson I've learned from him is that you have to keep those who are encouraging you around you. Then you have to encourage yourself, whatever that looks like. Whether it means going to church every morning or going to pray, I don't know. Because he went into this meditation phase of, I just have to find out who I am. And, you know, and he started to get healing from this thing of loss and began to rebuild. So I think the first thing is talk to people who can help you. I also give you the story of a 52-year-old lady. So if you are out there and you've been jaded, you have experienced significant loss, you've lost your business, you've lost your home. Your husband made a mess and got into debt and you've lost property. Okay? Now, getting angry is fine and it's okay, but you can't stay there because that's not going to bring healing. Now, the question is, how can you get healing? It may start with getting some professional help, talking to a psychologist, paying somebody to help you process what you've been through so that you can move out of that hole and dark place to start seeing hope, that I can actually recover, that I can go back and start again. And you know, the beauty about God is that he redeems time. He can redeem time. For him, it might take you literally a year to recover. It doesn't mean that you have to take the same amount of time that you took.
Oh, wow.
Yeah? It doesn't mean that you have to take 30 years to get back to where you were before. It can be in an instant that once you learn the lessons you needed to learn, or once you get to the place of healing that you need to get to, now you have networks, you have information, you have knowledge, of wisdom, and so it will not necessarily take you the same amount of time to get to where you are. But you need to get out of that place of darkness because that will keep you there. And now then get the professional help to get you started. So get in touch with us, right? Either of us and our teams, and just go and sit and tell them, by the way, guys, this is where I'm at. I'm embarrassed about it, I'm sad about it, I'm angry about it, but I need your help. And you will get the help that you need.
Pious. And now because of the rain, utaongea kidogo.
Yeah. So there is no investment without risk.
Say that again.
There is no investment without risk.
In fact, if there's no risk, it's not an investment.
So, in fact, it's good. You see, we are very aligned. I was going to say, if there was no risk, there would be no world of investment.
Yeah.
Because everything will be certain. Why do we say that? It's because investment is done with anticipation of the future. If you noticed yesterday, when Trump was declared president, we hit record high on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies because there is an anticipation that his policies are going to be crypto friendly. But the person who is investing today has already lost
The game.
the game. So investment, have you watched a race, people running, especially sprinting, and when you get to the finish line, it's called a picture finish. It's just the nose. You put your nose ahead like this and you're the winner, but shoulder you are together. Investment is exactly that. Who has the best sneak preview of the future? Because the future is uncertain. So if I have a better idea about how tomorrow will turn out, then I can invest better than Rina, and vice versa. So that's what makes investment a risky venture. In fact, one of the words that we are told never to use in my profession, because I'm a CFA charter holder, is the word guarantee.
Yeah, you
Guarantee.
can't use that word.
You can never use the word guarantee because even the government cannot guarantee.
Eurobond is not guaranteed.
No way.
No, not at all.
Fixed income.
The word is used is misused.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to make sure that we get that out. So as long as you are investing, and everybody should, there is one question that you must ask yourself and be very comfortable with. What if I lose this money? There will always be
What if?
a possibility that you can lose money. Either you get less of it, or it can be wiped out. You get, depending on what happens. So that's a reality that no one should hide away from. In fact, I like asking people, if you lose this money, will you commit suicide? You know, if you can live with that loss, then you can invest. Okay. But now, so that one is standard for everybody. Whether you're investing in Nabo, investing in Faida, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I was very unfortunate to be caught up with Chase Bank collapse. I remember I was in the gym very early in the morning, 6 a.m. And as I entered the changing room, on everybody's lips was, Chase Bank has been shut down. Chase Bank has. I was like, what do you mean? That loss, I grieved for that loss. I grieved for that loss because we did everything possible to make sure we don't suffer such a loss, but it still came.
So even banks can lose your money.
Oh,
Yeah,
my friend. In fact, if you've ever listened to some of my clips, you'll hear me saying a money market fund is safer than a bank account. I like saying that.
That's true.
Because in a bank, if a bank goes under, you lose 100% of what you had there. If a money market fund suffers
Because of
a
what
loss
they've invested
because of what they had invested in that bank, it can never be more than 25%. So you still have at least 75% of your money. So a money market fund any day is safer than a bank account. From that day, those are lessons you learn from practical things. You don't learn them in school. Yeah?
in theory.
I say that because I have experienced it. You get, eh? Anyway, I was very much involved in engaging the central bank and all the other stakeholders in recovering depositors' money. So I remember meeting some of what we were calling large depositors. It was a very small table. We were like 6 of us. And on that table, I think I was the only one representing an institution. The rest were individual investors. So I asked each one of them how much they had in Chase Bank. Do you know on that table, we had 10 billion shillings. 6 people with 10 billion shillings.
Okay, like 80% was Nabo.
No. Nabo had the list on that table.
Wow. In the bank?
In the bank. But that was not the thing that caught my attention. Is that all these people, all these individuals were smiling.
Because they had other money.
No.
Why?
They were okay to lose it.
Their mindset of money was very different.
Interesting.
I was grieving and I had the least money on that table. But these billionaires think extremely different from all of us. They were pained that they lost their money and their money was locked. But they understood it is not the end of their lives. And secondly, they understood that that money came through by applying certain principles and systems.
Yeah.
And they will definitely make more money.
Yeah.
They were in a cash flow system. Cash flow. Money, billion was just one of the cash flow. So if it exited, but there was more coming.
Wow.
Wow.
So that day, it is one of the highest tuitions I've ever paid in my life. But it taught me, if I want to be a billionaire, I must have a different mindset on money, and especially loss. Every shilling or dollar or pound, whatever you invest, whether it makes money for you or it brings you a loss, it always comes back with a lesson. And I mean every. Because, Rina, you've invested. No investment is similar to the other.
No.
Even when you make money, there were challenges. So I learned that I must be open. I remember, in fact, Dr. CK, the late Dr. CK, walked with me very closely on this journey of the Chase Bank collapse. And I remember one day, he saw me so troubled, and he told me, Pius, it's like he wanted to wake me up. Pius, you cannot live this life like you'll never face a problem. I have to embrace challenges. I have to be comfortable with challenges. If you want to be a billionaire or a multi-billionaire, you also need to be comfortable to lose $1 billion and still sleep peacefully tonight. That's a very different mindset.
Hey, Pius, that one decides we need a break and some water. We're coming back in. We're changing this card. We're coming back in a second.